Don't feel much like singing tonight cause it's cold in these dark hills. Spent a lot of time just paying my dues and now I wanna pay my bills. It's a plastic scene, lost its sheen.
My friend Bill is headed over. Bill is one of my oldest guitar playing friends. He is a touring musician. He's just about to get back out on the road. And he called me a couple weeks ago and he's looking for a cool guitar. And the one I immediately knew I wanted him to have is my Orangewood Hudson. And this one has a torrefied top. Now he came over and he checked it out yesterday and he loved it. The main thing Bill needs is to be able to play wherever he goes. He's mostly an electric player. He also plays some folky acoustic guitar stuff, plays in a big band. He's got horns and all kinds of cool stuff. His band's called the Judy Chops. There's a link down in the description below for his band. Like I said, he's one of my oldest musical friends around here. I put a full-blown LR Baggs Anthem in this. Now, this is actually the first one of these I've installed, and it went so easily. So, I'll explain the process of putting it on, and then over this, I'm going to put some of the footage of me actually working on it. So, the first thing I did is I took the tension down off the strings, put a capo on the fingerboard. I took the strings out of the bridge. After the strings were out of the way, I then took out the saddle, and then I took out the end pin. There's a screw that was holding. It was a screwed on strap button in the back, not a pin. So I drilled a hole all the way through, and then I used a spade bit all the way through to bring it up to a 1/2 inch so that I could put in that preamp in the back. I then put the preamp through, tightened everything up. It fit great. Now what I love and is totally different about the Anthem, the way that this pickup system goes, is that there's a preamp that goes inside the sound hole, and in that preamp there's actually 3 plugs. There are 2 inputs and then 1 output, and they all, they're basically like headphone jacks. So the first one is, I drilled a hole under the saddle. I then compensated the saddle the amount of, I tried to sand down the saddle the same amount of height that I was adding in the width or the height of that element pickup. And so the element pickup goes in, the saddle goes back on, and then the element pickup gets plugged into the preamp. It's all labeled. It's really easy to figure out. Now the next thing is the microphone pickup. Now this takes a little bit of finagling. What I found is it's easiest if you put all the bridge pins in and then you put your hand in and you can push and hold with the sticky and just put that microphone right where you need it to be. So basically I put it in and I let my fingers touch just against the bridge pins. I know that it is centered and it's just totally in the middle of the bridge plate and it will sound great. So once the microphone is there, it all gets plugged in together into the preamp. Again, it's so simple. So I put that one in, and then all of a sudden everything is ready to go inside the guitar. Now this is where I got a little confused. I just hadn't quite done something like this before. And so I got everything ready, got everything lined up to get the preamp inside the sound hole. I went to put the pickup inside the sound hole, and there was a brace in the way that made it to where the preamp would either fit all the way on the back sticky or on the front stickies. It wasn't thick enough to get over that brace. And so I messed with this for probably 10-15 minutes, and it wasn't until I realized that there are some extra double-sided tape that you can put onto it to get more height on that preamp. As soon as I did that, it was very easy. There is a 4th thing that plugs into that preamp as well. There's a battery pack. And so once I got the end pin wired in, plugged in, the element pickup plugged in, wired in under the saddle, the microphone was then adhered to the bridge plate and attached to the preamp, and then the battery, all 4 of those things. Now I knew that it was time to start doing some wire management. So I started putting cable ties. So basically they're a really soft metal and then a soft foam, and then there's a double-sided tape that you can peel off. I put one on outside the sound hole, I worked it through, I then attached that to the side of the guitar. So I pulled everything tight to where nothing would touch, it was all suspended, and so that's the output jack, the microphone to the bridge plate, the element pickup, all of those out of the way, tucked up high. I put the battery on the heel block on this guitar because there's no serial number, there's no information, and there's nothing on the heel block that you would be covering up. I avoid adding mass to the top of guitars, and I avoid putting cables onto the top of guitars because I don't want to add any extra mass to the top to kill resonance or vibration in the top. And then the other big thing is that I don't want to cause any buzzing. And when you get just a bundle of cables right against the top, it's pretty easy to get a lot of buzzing. Now, all of that came together with a really great guitar and a great pickup. So after that, I put the strings back on, I brought it up to pitch, and I cannot believe how good this guitar sounds. Now we're back to present reality, and Bill, like I said, he'll be here any second.
Hey, thanks for working it on the birthday.
Dude, it was so fun. Like, I ended up just putting it together last night.
You know what I need to do?
Yeah, it's on in there on the workbench.
Very cool. Oh, that's sweet. Yeah.
Yeah, so volume tone. There's a battery. There's a button here on this end.
Okay.
If you push and hold, it'll show you where the battery level is. And then there's like a blend and a tunnel. We've got the Fender amp, the acoustic amp plugged in over here.
Oh, is it up in that top?
Oh, it's that one. Yeah. So that little set screw changes the frequency at which you do the cutoff for the element pickup.
Oh, cool.
I wouldn't mess with it.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
It's one of those like, it's fine.
Yeah, for sure.
But it sounds killer.
Oh,
yeah, let me get you.
Sometimes I feel like flying way on a big jet plane, far away from all of my troubles, far away from the mundane. Sometimes you pay the piper, sometimes you play the clown. Despite my best intentions, stuck in my hometown. I don't feel much like singing tonight 'cause it's cold in these dark hills. Spent a lot of time just paying my dues, and now I wanna pay my bills. It's a plastic scene, lost its sheen. Nothing feels real anymore. I got my dream, the busted seam, the heart spilling out on the floor. Dream of something more. Fumbling my way into genius, stumbling around with my muse. Well, I might never finish college, but I learned to sing the blues. Well, the road flows out before me, trying to find my way. I might not speak very loud, still got something to say. I don't feel much like singing tonight 'cause it's cold in these dark hills. Spent a lot of time just paying my dues, and now I gotta pay my bills. It's a plastic scene, lost its sheen. Nothing feels real anymore. I got my dream in the busted seam, the heart spilling out on the floor. Dream of something more, little something more. Hometown heroes, they don't travel very far, just end up laying songs in other people's bars. For all those lonely folks who've been there tons of times before. I want something more, and I don't feel much like singing tonight. It's cold in these dark hills. I spent a lot of time just paying my dues, and now I gotta pay my bills. It's a plastic scene, lost its sheen. Nothing feels real anymore. Got my dream in a busted seam, the heart spilling out on the floor. I dream of something more, little something more, a little something more. I dreamed of something more.
Oh man, that's so good.
Yeah, that's great, man.
Dude. Yeah, and it sounds like warm and full and cool.
Yeah, man. Great job.
Dude, so I got this guitar a couple months ago, and I told you this yesterday. Like, I got it, and I, like, love it.
Yeah.
And I don't need it.
Yeah,
because I have
for sure.
plenty of other guitars, but like, I wanted to find somebody, and I think you're the perfect. I'm so excited about this. Cool, man.
That's great.
Well, yeah, so, hey, just so I can put it in here, how do people find out who you are, where you are, what's your socials?
Yeah, it's if you want to check out my solo stuff, it's Reverend Bill Howard on Facebook, and I have a Bandcamp page as well, Reverend Bill Howard. Or you can check out my band, The Judy Chops. We have a website, thejudychops.com. That'll link you to everything, all the Facebooks and YouTubes and all that kind of jazz.
Acoustic to, like, you know,
Yeah.
be proud of. You know what I mean? Like,